Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
All right, so tonight, our first storyteller is our own Tony, who takes care of all the sound and uploads all your stuff to YouTube. So special thanks for Tony. His story is called Every 10 Years or So.
Hey, good evening, everybody. So, tonight's theme is a brush with fame. And every 10 years or so, I've had a brush with fame. Some of them more of a swipe, some of them more of a collision with fame. But I'll tell you, as early as when I was a really young guy, back on the military base, my dad was the colonel, and he was in charge of Fort Ritchie, which is one of the military bases nearby. And we used to have a lot of famous visitors at that base, but I was a little kid running around, and there wasn't a whole lot for me to do and participate in because I was just so young. I had 3 older brothers, and I was that guy that was around somewhere all the time. So one day, Jimmy Carter came to the base, and then ended up at my house after that Sunday at the military base. And I didn't find this story out until I was in my 20s. And my mother said, remember that time when Jimmy Carter came to our house after visiting the military base? And I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And she said, yeah, he was at our house talking to me and your dad and visiting the Carrolls next door, and he had his whole entourage there. And I said, well, where was I? And she goes, well, you were around somewhere. I was around somewhere, and I never met Jimmy Carter. So about 10 years later in high school, in my little small town in Pennsylvania, one of the greatest things to ever happen, one of the greatest football players of all time, Franco Harris, comes to our town. Big event. You could sign up for it early. For some reason, my mother signed me up for a photo opportunity. As a matter of fact, I have this picture that I'd love to share with you all. It's me with hair, wearing glasses, sitting with Franco Harris, And I'm wearing my Larry Zonka Miami Dolphins jersey that she bought for me at Goodwill. So it was so lovely of her to do that. I don't remember an exchange with Franco Harris. I don't remember what we said. I just remember sitting there and then getting up, and a long line of other kids were there, and they all left, and we just came and went, and I got this picture a couple weeks later. So there's a brush with fame. I was almost a famous football player. 10 years pass, another 10 years go by, and my wife and I, my fiance, my girlfriend, and I were in a bar in Martha's Vineyard. Yeah, it was my wife to be. We've been together a long time. And, we're sitting at I think it's called the hot tin roof or the red tin roof, the hot tin roof in Martha's Vineyard, Carly Simon's place. And we're hanging out there, and we're at the bar, and we look to our left, and there's a guy with very long, full head of hair, and back then I probably had a full head of hair, but this guy was a very striking dude. And I looked at him, and, my wife looked at him, and we just said, hey, how you doing? And he said, hey, nice to meet you. And I said, hi. And then we just walked away. It was John Bon Jovi. So John Bon was right there next to us, and we just decided to walk away from him. And that was probably one of the saddest moments and here I am today. Let's see, 10 years later, and this will be my last story because I only have 5 minutes. I'm working at Howard Community College, and I'm a high-profile guy in public relations and marketing, and we've got a horse jumping event at the college every year. Or we used to. I don't know if you ever remember the Columbia Classic Grand Prix. We had a bunch of them. It was a big fundraiser there, and we've had a plethora of stars come over the years. I think Norm Lewis, big star, right? Was there, weatherman, one year. He was the master of ceremonies. Well, another year, I'll let you all guess this one. Joyce Penelope Frankenberg. Anyone know that name? Joyce Penelope Frankenberg? No? How about Medicine Woman? Jane Seymour. I was asked to escort Jane Seymour. I was her personal bodyguard. As you can see, I'm a pretty beefy guy. And for whatever reason, I got the opportunity to escort Jane Seymour around. And I walked her from here to there and rode with her on the golf cart. I lent her my jacket. She was a multimedia artist, so she was selling a lot of art back in those days. And she had three-dimensional stuff and two-dimensional stuff and paintings and things. And I just, one of the things that stands out is her beautiful smile. And she asked me to give her credit card to to buy something. We needed her credit card for whatever reason. And I said, well, Jane, I need your phone number for this. And she said, well, okay. And she gave me her phone number. I don't have those digits memorized, but she said, don't give that to anybody. And then she winked at me, and I just said, okay, all right. And then she said she was cold. I gave her my jacket. And that was it. The end of the day was over. That was it. I haven't called Jane Seymour back, or I haven't called her at all, just to catch up with her. And I didn't get her autograph. I'm not really starstruck. So when the next 10 years go by, I'm not sure who that next big celebrity is going to be or what my brush with fame will be. But I'll see you all back here in a couple years, and I'll bring you up to speed on it. Thank you.